I know. You don't need to remind me or point it out. I know it's mid-January already. Where in the world has the time gone? How are we already here? I know. And most people set their intentions right at the beginning of the year, but let me be quite honest with you here. 2020 was a lot, okay? It was a lot. And speaking for myself, stepping into a new year just wasn't enough to just say goodbye to 2020 and forget about everything that happened and move on. And, there was still just some of that 2020 lingering. And I honestly didn't even expect for 2020 to just go away. I honestly knew that going through everything that 2020 was, it was going to take time to really properly digest it and process it and let it go. So it's taken me some time to fully tap into 2021. That said, it's taken me some time to really write down and be mindful about carving out and creating and writing and journaling and thinking about and reflecting on and asking myself questions about what my 2021 intentions are. Now, all of that said, I made it easier for myself by breaking down some of the initial questions that I asked myself, and created somewhat like a web graph exercise that made it easier for myself to start approaching my intentional journal writing for the year. I do recommend that you kind of start off expensive and really dream big and think about your big goals for the entirety of this year. But once you finish this exercise, I also encourage you to do this exercise again, except pull from your 2021 intentions and scale back for the next 6 months, because it'll make it more approachable and actionable for you. And after we do this very simple exercise that I'm going to show you and walk you through, I will also give you some ideas and prompts for you to delve even further and even deeper into these exercises and this writing practice that we're about to do. I also do want to say that I do host monthly workshops and courses on my website, where you can journal with Jocelyn. You can journal with me, and I do have an extensive, detailed, fun workshop all about setting your 2021 intentions that's happening next weekend. And it's actually 2 workshops for one. The first workshop is all about setting your intentions. That's what we're going to focus on. And I'm going to walk you through some really fun exercises, prompts, and all of that good stuff. And then the following weekend, we are going to reflect on those intentions that we wrote down. And I'm going to guide you through making an actionable plan and a supportive system for your intentions to really put you on the path towards intentional success. I just wanted to throw that out there. If you're watching this in the distant future, just know that you can head on over to my website and browse my classes and my workshops, because I am hosting a variety of courses and workshops on my site. So check that out, register for next weekend if you see this on time. But all that said, grab some paper, grab your writing materials, pen, pencil, crayons, markers, whatever it is that you like to write with. And I'm going to encourage you to join me in writing as you watch this video. Pause as you need for you to give yourself the time and space to reflect and write down and finish the exercise that we're on before we move on to the next one. But again, this is going to be just a very simple approach to starting writing your 2021 intentions. So let's get started. So as mentioned, I started by asking myself questions regarding what my intentions are for this year. What do I want to feel? Who do I want to be surrounded by? What do I want to create? Um, who do I want to be? What does my higher self in 2021 look like? I asked myself these questions, but then as I wrote those questions down and I looked at them, I honestly felt overwhelmed at the idea of answering those questions in like long form writing, writing down paragraphs and really diving into those answers. So I was like, okay, how can I simplify these questions and make it more practical for my mind to approach answering these questions and yet not feel overwhelmed by them? So I'm going to show you. This is what I ended up doing. So for example, the question of how do I want to feel in 2021? I just wrote down feel, and then surrounding that, I put the emotions that I want to feel in 2021. And that is the approach that we are going to do in this video and in our intention writing. So I want you to keep that in mind of what the structure looks like. It looks like a web graph, but you can also do a list, you can do bullet points, whatever type of note-taking and visual approach works best for you and appeals to you. Go ahead and do that. For me, it's the web graph. So the first one that we're going to do, I want you to write down words. So just write down words and give yourself space to be able to expand on this. What words come into your mind when you think of 2021? What are the first words that come into your mind when you think of what your intentions are for 2021? These words are going to be like the themes of your year. Some of the ones that I wrote down for myself are healthy, expansion, consistency, present, purposeful, deserved abundance. I know it's two words, but structure, divine timing. So again, go ahead and pause this video so you can be here right now and hold yourself space to be able to answer this, and then we're going to move on to the next one. But what are the first words? Don't overthink it. Don't overthink any of this. And if you start thinking of like big goals and dreams, and then you start thinking to yourself like, oh, that's not possible for me, or that's so unrealistic, or don't step into that self-sabotage. Okay, let's have fun with this. Let your mind explore. It's not like you're about to get married and you're going to sign a contract right now. This is simply a warm-up exercise for your mind, and if you allow yourself to dream big, you are going to maybe even learn about yourself and your desires, and allowing yourself to be expansive in that way. So words, what are the first words that come up for you? The next one, when I ask myself, what do I want to feel in 2021? At the center, I just put feel. I made it simple and I just put feel, and then I put my emotions. I wrote down what emotions it is that I want to feel in 2021. So what do you want to feel this year? What emotions are you going to hold space for this year? Are you going to prioritize this year? Are you welcoming for this year? Think about the emotions that you want to feel. Some of the ones that I wrote down: expansive, present, fulfilled, in my element, confident, stable, dependent of myself in all aspects, abundant, heart-centered. These are just examples. So Think about what emotions you want to feel. Beautiful. I hope you're already feeling warmed up. Like something as simple as this is so good to just get your mind going and start thinking and not feel like overwhelmed by having to write paragraphs. The next one is learn. What do you want to learn in 2021? And this could be anything. It could be new hobbies. It could be something you're in your professional field. It could be something for yourself, something personal, something for your relationships. What is it that you want to learn? For myself, some of the ones that I wrote down are I want to learn how to be a better model because I do want to get more into modeling this year. So, really, just kind of learning my angles and postures and really be on more sets and just be better in that way. I want to start learning how to play the piano finally. I want to learn how to do horseback riding, random, but it's been calling to me for some reason. I want to learn how to love without attachment. That's something I really, really want to lean into. So, those are just examples. Again, what is it that you want to learn this year? Habits. Yes. Yes to good habits this year. Yes to productive habits this year. Yes to habits that align us to our goals and intentions and success. Yes. Habits. That is the next one that we are focusing on. Write that down and expand on it. What are the habits that you want to instill in your life? What are the habits that you want to practice, that you want to master, that you want to make a part of your daily routine, that you want to make a part of your professional life? What are some habits that you really want to program into your lifestyle in 2021? Now, for these last two, for learn and for habits, what you could also do in addition to that is unlearn and habits that you want to let go of. So, what are some things that you want to unlearn this year? And what are some habits you want to let go of this year? So, just an idea if you want to expand on this part a little bit more. The next one is create. Create. So important. And what it is that you desire to create and share with the world is needed. I would love to see it. Your originality, your vision, your ideas, your passion. What is it that you want to create in your life? And again, it doesn't have to be all about your career or your profession or anything like that. It could be personal. Um, it could be just something for yourself. It could be something between some of your relationships in your life. What is it that you want to create this year? I'm also going to encourage you to be as detailed as possible. So, for example, for myself, instead of just writing, I want to create YouTube videos, I wrote down, I want to publish. Well, I didn't do sentences, I just put 2 to 3 YouTube videos per week. Um, Instead of just, I want to create podcast episodes, I wrote down 1 podcast episode per week. So try to be as specific and detailed as possible because that's really going to help you narrow down your intentions and help you make them more digestible for yourself. Because sometimes when we leave things in a very general way, it's kind of harder for us to approach them because it's just not detailed enough. The more detailed you are, honestly, it improves your chances of succeeding with that. So be detailed and be specific. Okay, we are literally on the second to last one. Again, this was a very simple exercise, but I hope that by now, in between the pauses and you writing down and holding space for yourself, hopefully, you even made yourself some tea in the process, maybe a little coffee. You are finally kind of really getting somewhere with your intentions and your writing and your perspective and your idea, and you're kind of shaping, really starting to shape out what this year is going to look like for you, what your intentions are. So here we go. Call in. I love this one. Call in. Like, what are you calling into your life in 2021? Again, be expansive with this. Be big. Go big, okay? What are you calling in to your life? What are you welcoming? What are you holding space for? For myself, some of the things that I wrote down are healthy relationships. I'm calling in a strong, beautiful circle of women, friendships in my life. I'm calling in multiple streams of income, and I got specific with the numbers. So, what are you calling in? What are you calling in? What are your desires? What are you really claiming for yourself into your life, into your space, into your surroundings? And lastly, but not leastly, you are going to write down, I am. I am. And this can serve, and it does serve, as an affirmational exercise for yourself. This is something you could even do in the morning, something you can incorporate at the beginning of each week, at the beginning or end of each month. I am, and like really claim and affirm what it is that you are. So, what are you going to be, going to embody, going to emit in 2021? What are you? I am blank. Write those down. Again, dream big, be expansive, don't hold yourself back. What are you in 2021? I am a popular YouTuber with over 50,000 subscribers. I am a Los Angeles independent model that has gigs. I am a successful podcaster that influences people with meaningful conversations. Be specific and detailed, or don't be specific and detailed. Just write down whatever comes to your mind if you feel like you're in a flow, and then you can add the details later. Okay, so those are literally all of the web graphs that I did to start off writing down my intentions. And I personally loved doing this really simple, digestible exercise, because now I can really just look at the paper and know what it is that I'm working towards, and immediately just look at the things instead of like looking at these like paragraphs and paragraphs of intentions. This just felt like a more approachable way for myself. And from here, what I did and what I'm going to encourage you to do when you feel ready to expand on this is a few things. This is what you can do moving forward with what it is that you wrote down. So, for example, let's see. For example, in learn and habits, you can pick your top 3 in any of these web graphs or lists, however it was that you structured it. You can look at the top 3 for each of your sections and highlight those, and really make those your main focuses for either the year or for the next 6 months. So if you want to do the next step and make it like more approachable and focus on your intentions for the next 6 months or 3 months, you can go in and highlight and look at the things that you want to focus on within that time period. Another thing that you can do, aside from selecting your top priorities in all that you wrote down, are continue to expand on them by asking yourself 2 questions: how and why. With the how, to make that even easier and more specific for yourself, you can ask yourself, okay, what is the first step? What is step 1 to achieving this? So, for example, something very simple. I wrote down that I want one of my habits to be to wake up at 5 a.m. Step 1 would literally be what? To set my alarm at 5 a.m. every morning. So you can go in there and you can put step 1 and then write down step 1 for all of them, or for your top priorities that you selected out. And then you can also ask yourself why. Why is it that you want to do these things? Why is it that you want to create this? Why is it that you're calling in this person or this opportunity into your life? Doing this and asking yourself these questions and being more reflective and having more of that self-inquiry and self-reflection for yourself with what you wrote down is basically you doing your whole intentions for the year. Like, if you actually move forward with expanding on what it is that you wrote down through this very simple exercise, and you ask yourself why, you ask yourself how, you write down your first steps, and you pick out what your top priorities are, that is enough. That is a lot already in itself for you to be writing down your intentions for the year, for the next 6 months, or whatever time span that you selected. That in itself is great. So good job. I'm very proud of you. So many people don't even get to even just watching a video like this. So I'm proud of you for wanting to be intentional. I'm proud of you for approaching this writing practice, whether you are a regular journaler or whether you're very new to the practice. Honestly, writing down your ideas, writing down your intentions, writing down your goals and your visions and your desires is so powerful. You can look at this other video that I did on manifestation journaling, where I literally just journal about the things that I want to manifest in my life, and I dream really big, and I read some of those journal entries to you, so you can check that out if you want. But if you'd like some more guidance from myself, if you want some more exercises and ideas and prompts, and you want to delve into this journaling practice with me, with a community, with a small, intimate space, group of people, all of them are virtual, so it's accessible to you, head on over to my website. Again, I do have a 2021 intention setting workshop coming up next weekend, so check that out. I'll put everything in the description, and I hope that you all enjoyed this, and I'm just so honored to be here and to have guided you. So cheers, let's have an amazing 2021, and let's continue to live with intention and purpose. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment if you enjoyed this video, share it with people that you feel may benefit from it, and I will see you at the next video.